reminds you of the story of Elijah. God spoke to Elijah once. He said, Elijah, I've got 3 jobs I'm going to commission you to. Number 1, I want you to go find Elisha, and I want you to anoint him to stand in your place as a prophet in Israel after you're gone. Number 2, I want you to go and find Hazael, and I want you to anoint him to be the next king over Syria. And then I want you to find a guy named Jehu, and I want you to anoint him to be the next king over Israel. So in that same chapter, after God speaks to Elijah, then Elijah goes and we see him find Elisha. Elisha is plowing, he throws his mantle on Elisha, and whammo, all of a sudden Elisha becomes the prophet. He becomes a disciple of Elijah, follows him around, and then after Elisha is taken into heaven, Elisha becomes the next prophet in Israel. In fact, it's interesting, if you take the time to count it out, Elisha had exactly twice as many miracles as Elijah did. You know, he said, I want twice your anointing, and God gave it to him. He had twice as many miracles in his ministry because that Elijah reached forward by anointing him. But then we keep reading, and Elijah gets taken up into heaven. He's gone. And so you scratch your head and you say, whoa, God gave him 3 jobs to do. To anoint Elisha, to anoint Hazael, and to anoint Jehu. And he failed. He only did 1 out of 3. Poor guy. But then if you keep reading, then you'll see that Elisha goes to Hazael and anoints Hazael and says, you're going to become the next king in Syria. And then if you keep reading, then you'll see that one of Elisha's disciples, and we don't even know his name, we don't even know who he was, is the one who anointed Jehu as the next king in Israel. What is that passage telling us? God counted it as though Elijah did it. Even though Elijah didn't physically anoint Hazael, even though Elijah did not physically anoint Jehu, God said, you put the anointing in Elisha, and I count it that it's to your credit.
That's good.